hospitals, anything that provides health care for locals. The United States has a 2.9 million person deficit in healthcare. We cannot educate enough healthcare workers to fulfill the increasing need for healthcare workers in hospitals, for retirement homes, and for disability units. So a CNA is fairly easy to get through. It is not complicated. There are two elements to it. One is the academic stuff. You read it, you learn it, you take a test on it, and you pass it, presumably. It's an online course. You can do it in your own time. And when you do, at the end of that, you then do what's called a clinical practice. And that is where you go either to a hospital locally, or you come to the States and take it at VNA Easter Seals office. We have built a clinical practice site on the campus where you'll be supervised by a registered nurse. You then take the clinical assessment, which is doing the same thing. And this is not that difficult. This is how do you wash your hands properly? How do you take a temperature? How do you take a blood pressure? They're very basic kinds of skills that you have to demonstrate that you not understand and that you can do with your hands. And after when you complete and pass that assessment piece, then you are issued a certificate, a CNA certificate, a CMA certificate from the state of Nebraska that is recognized in all but I think 11 states. The one I was interested in was in Pennsylvania because that's where we have our universities. And these universities want you. They want you to come. They want you to apply. They want you to come and be in their healthcare program. For example, Kutztown University, which is the one I know the best, Peter Rodenberg is the international director, and there are hospitals and healthcare institutions around Kutztown that will hire you, and in some cases they will actually pay your tuition and fees if you promise to go to work for them, and they will handle your work visa. They will handle everything. So the university handles your admissions process, and the hospitals will handle your internship process and your work visas. They want you. And I was talking to a man who serves, he's the chairman of the board of directors for VNA Easter Seals. And his job now is to help doctors find placements in the States. So if you're a doctor in France, for example, you decide you want to have a practice in Louisiana, this is the guy that you have to talk to about getting that placement. And I told him, I said, well, we're trying to work with some folks from Kenya. He said, if I were a president of a university, I'd pick every one of them you could send to me. And when I spoke to Peter Rodenberg about Kenya, he said, oh, please, they're the best students. I don't know why you're the best students. I had no idea you were the best students, but you're the best students. And so they work hard to get you. They don't know how to find you. And the advantage is that the CNA program that we are offering at a pretty reasonable price uh, is a ticket to work. Okay, it's a ticket to work. You should be able to earn enough money annually to pay your tuition and your living expenses and your fees and still have money to live on without any financial support whatsoever. Then that's after your first year. And because it's considered a STEM program, science, technology, something, STEM. I don't remember what the acronym stands for, but healthcare qualifies as a STEM program, which means that you could continue to work under the rubric of an F1 visa for 5 years, even though you only have 4 years of education. They extend it an additional year, and maybe 2 years. So this is a big deal, and they are actively recruiting people to go to work. So if you see what it looks like, you get your CNA, CMA, you make application and go to one of the Pennsylvania universities. We also have two universities in Thailand that are taught in English that have great nursing programs. You could go there for 2 years, and it's cheap. It's $5,000 a year for tuition, room, and board. You could go there and then transfer to the States. Or if you come directly to the States, that's fine too. You're an intern off campus, and you can earn about $50,000 a year doing that. Then you get, if I were you, I would seek an LPN certificate while you're in school. And LPNs make about $70,000 a year. And then I would get an RN certificate while you're in school, and they make about $100,000 a year. And then you graduate with a bachelor's degree in nursing, and you can make between $100,000 and $150,000 a year for the rest of your life and have a secure job. Now, I don't know. I've been doing this for 30 years. I don't know any other discipline that offers that kind of reward for that minimum amount of investment on your part. And there, that's my speech.
Thank you so much, Dr. Painter, for that short and precise speech. And I'm sure that we have several questions. Farin was trying to respond to some of the questions. And I'm sure that now that you have you in this webinar, there are several people that have questions. So anyone that has a question, you can write in the chat section. You can unmute as well and just ask a question. Before this, someone had asked about the age bracket. I can see Farin has responded to that. Someone had asked about the age bracket, and it can say it is 18 to 45.
Yeah, we don't have age restrictions in higher education in the U.S., nor are there age restrictions for acquiring the CNA pathway. I'm working with a woman who is she's an American. She has a really low-paying job. She has a child she has to take care of. She wants a CNA, and she's in her 40s. And she'll be one of our first students to go through and get a CNA. And there is already a job waiting for her that pays her far more than what she's making now.
Thank you for that clarification. Anyone else with a question? Do you have anyone in the chat section in the audience with a question? Uh, Faith says that I'm a trained medical virtual assistant. Any course that can help, though I don't have a medical background.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the term medical virtual assistant. I assume is that telemedicine, where I get you
Faith,
on the phone.
Faith, are you able
And
to unmute and maybe talk about it?
well, yeah, I mean, if you have some training at all, it will help you get through the CNA. CNA. Now, I don't know what that qualification is. Okay, what a trained medical assistant is, but you don't need a background in medicine to complete the CNA. And the reason I push the CNA is because it's recognized here and in the States for a job. A registered nurse, which process will I use? Have you taken, there's an exam for nurses called the NCLEX. Okay. It would not be a good use of your time to take a CNA because that's below your pay grade, Ruth. Uh, you can so you already have a bachelor's degree in nursing, a BS in nursing. I As far as I'm concerned, if you give your name and details to Farine, we can just skip the education part. You're already educated. You need to take the NCLEX exam, and that can be taken here in the States, or it can. I'm sure there's an NCLEX testing center there, and uh, and I wouldn't, you have a bachelor's degree. You don't need another bachelor's degree from a U.S. university. And as a BSN, you would be in high demand. So give Farine your details, and we'll work with you on trying to sort out your specific situation. How do we get in touch with you? I'm a CNA. Well, get in touch with Farine. She's our man, except she's a woman. She's our man in Nairobi.
Farin, you can share your contact details so that I think people can be able to contact you.
Sure. I'm just going to put in my email and my phone number in the chat so everybody can have access to it.
Dr. Painter, there's a question on the chat section
Yes,
again.
I see it. She's trained and hold a diploma in perioperative theater technician. You know, that's great. I don't know how that will translate into a job in the States. If you're interested in seeking a degree, that will help. If you take the CNA, that guarantees you a job in the States. I don't know how it's healthcare is a patchwork of regulatory issues. So even in the states, I live in the state of Iowa. Nebraska is right across the river, and if I have an Iowa CNA, I have to apply for it to be recognized by the state of Nebraska. I mean, that's how crazy it is. So if you have certain qualifications that are in healthcare, they absolutely will help. They will absolutely help. They'll help you get through the CNA for one thing, and that pathway. And it will also help you when you come to the States to go to school. It'll help you get a better job than a normal CNA would have. A bachelor's degree in economics and statistics. Okay, so um, if you if you want to work in healthcare, you would not have to. I'm talking to the guy, the person. Where is it again? Favor. I'm talking to Favor. No, not Favor.
Josie,
Josie,
Josie, yeah.
Josie, Josie. Uh, if you want to work in healthcare, you have to have a healthcare qualification. It's just no way around it. However, the courses that you have taken to get you where you are will count in giving you an advanced placement at an American university with the CNA. You can, because you would not be a freshman, you would be in advanced standing, like sophomore or junior. Then you could go to work right away. That would be my best advice to you if you want to work in healthcare. The CNA is the think of healthcare worker as a ladder, okay, as a career ladder. The bottom rung is CNA. The next one is CMA. The next one is home health aide. Then we have several like palliative care and hospice care and elderly care that are all qualifications that prepare you for specific jobs. Then an LPN, then RN, then a bachelor's degree in nursing. That's the ladder. Okay, let me look. Let me look. Will
There's
you guys sponsor?
Brani, will you guys sponsor the
We can't sponsor the NCLEX. You'll have to pay for that yourself. The costs, I think, up to the final stage of the transitioning, do you mean actually getting on a plane and coming to the US? Is that the transitioning you're talking to? We'd have to add those up. I think the NCLEX can be taken for $200 or $300. The trick is to only have to take it once, so make sure you're really prepared for the NCLEX. We have considered doing an NCLEX preparatory course. There are lots of them out there, by the way, and I don't want to offer an NCLEX preparatory course because I got enough courses as it is, but only in the sense that it would help people who wouldn't have access. But there are, if you look them up, there's lots of prep courses for the NCLEX, and it's a Pearson exam, so we have no control over where it's offered and how it's offered. We're considering opening an NCLEX testing center in Bangkok, but that didn't help you much. Trained diploma nurse. Okay, once again, the patchwork CNA. Oh, I'll get the easy one first. CNA stands for Certified Nursing Assistant, JC. For TK, a trained diploma here. Once again, the regulatory issues around I'm a trained nurse in Kenya. Can't I just be a nurse in the States? No, you can't just be a nurse in the States. You'd have to take the NCLEX, there are some educational requirements as well. I don't set those requirements. I wish that we could just clear the board and have, if you're a nurse in Kenya, you could be a nurse in Canada, or you could be a nurse in New Zealand, or you could be a nurse from wherever. The same thing is true for Thailand. We're working with a couple of nursing schools there, and they won't accept American nurses, and their Thai nursing qualifications don't let them work immediately in the States. So there has to be a bridge. And the CNA is the lowest bridge, but if you already have train, send Farine your qualifications and where they're from, and we'll see what we can do about articulating those with one of the universities. CNA is biosafety role officer role. Our biosafety role. If I could speak English, it'd be great. Our biosafety officer roles popular. Um, Yes, they absolutely are. I mean, we have CMA is Jason's got all the easy questions. So CMA is certified medication assistant. I haven't looked specifically into the field of biosafety officer roles, but I know that Kutztown has its bachelor's degree is in healthcare. It's a bachelor's degree in healthcare, so it's a broad, scattershot approach to healthcare education. And I can certainly ask Sophie about that. I've never heard that before. But I don't mind telling you I don't know. What I will do is I'll find out. Keep in touch, but keep in touch with Farine. All right. Caregiver course of 3 months, internship of 3 months. I speak well in English and Spanish. Oh, good for you. I got a traveling passport. What's the best way for me to migrate to the U.S.? Okay, the best way for you to migrate to the U.S. is to get certified so you can work in the U.S. through the CNA, CMA pathway, and then apply to one of our universities. And then that CNA, even though you have a great experience of caregiver and you've got caregiver courses, but this is not a heavy course. Okay, this is not the CNA course. It's not a year. It's not. It's weeks. Okay, it's weeks. If you buckle down and focused on it, you could complete it in 4 weeks. So this isn't a major commitment. But once you have it, then coming to the States into a university is your best, easiest pathway because you don't have to worry about an H-1 visa. Okay, you come in on a student visa and then you work as an intern. And once you're here working as an intern, that facility will take care if you're good. I can't make a promise that they absolutely will because you could be a terrible employee. I don't know. All your patients may die. I don't know. I'm presuming not. And but if you're a good employee, they will hire you at the end of your education period. But the F1 visa is the easiest way to get here. Have a diploma in nursing, registered nurse. Any consideration? Yes, of course. Once again, I don't know where your diploma is from or what those courses were that got you to that diploma. But if you send your details and what you have, we can look at how that articulates into the CNA. So maybe you don't have to take the whole course. I know that U.S. nursing is not going to recognize a nursing, even if you're a full-on registered nurse in Kenya. They just won't. So we have to get you qualified and in a school and on an F1 visa. Can home care nurse in the middle? Oh, yes, of course. I don't know. I know that in Dubai, I don't. I'm not sure about Israel. I'll be honest. I don't really look at. I've never worked with Israel. I can look it up for you. I know that Dubai is actively looking for healthcare workers because it's a healthcare destination. I know Turkey is the top healthcare for healthcare tourism. Turkey's the top, and Thailand is the second. But I can look up. JC, send a note to Farine. Another question. Am I missing questions? Let me scroll up, make sure I did care for 3 months. Okay, I did all those. All right, back to favor. I have another question. My attention is a theater technician. Oh, how fun. Uh, Worked in 3 hospitals, served in all departments. I have experience. Do I still have to? Yes. In order to work it. But look, you be able to take the CNA easy, and those other qualifications will definitely improve your chances of getting a very good job here as an intern. They'll snap you up in a New York second. Bachelor's degree in BS in nursing, Bachelor of Science in nursing. Depends on what school it's from. You would still, if you wanted to work as a nurse, if you already have a bachelor's degree in nursing and you're already a qualified nurse, then once again, you don't, the education part is not for you. You've got your education. What you need to do is get a certification, and that would be via an NCLEX and go right to immediate placement. I don't honestly know what the cost is. You would have to ask Farine. She can tell you. The benefits that follow, I think I've tried to outline it. So if you get the CNA CMA, then you say, okay, I'm going to go to the States. I'm going to go get an F1 visa. I'm going to attend, let's say, Kutztown University. And as soon as you arrive there, if you have any higher education at all that will give you advanced placement, they'll give it, they will likely give it to you. But if you have none, if you have no higher education qualifications, your first year will be you can't work off campus. That's just a rule. You can't. But after your first year, holding that CNA gives you the right to work as an intern, and you can make $50,000 a year in your second year. You're allowed to work 20 hours a week during school and 40 hours a week when school's not on. And it's because it's a STEM program, it's you have 5 years that you can work in that. So I would say the benefit cost analysis is absolutely in your favor. The idea of making that much money as a sophomore is just mind blowing. Okay. What else?
I think we don't have any more questions.
Oh
Anyone?
my, did I pass?
We don't want to lock anyone out. Anyone with a question? If you okay, even unmuting and then asking your question. I think, Doctor, with the Farin, what you can do maybe is just to give a clear outline of if someone is not does not have a medical background, what should they do? And I think Farin should be able to respond to that, so that because I know, is there an age limit, Ruth? The 18 to 45. After doing the NCLEX, how long does it take for the relocation process to the US?
Well, first you have to find someone. If once you've taken the NCLEX, then it's a fairly simple matter. There are several national staffing agencies that are actively recruiting people who have a nursing degree or are registered nurses who have passed the NCLEX. Okay, if you have a degree in anthropology, so I don't know exactly how long it takes. I can't tell you. I can't. You just have to begin the process. Is what you do once you have the NCLEX. If you want some help or pointers, pointing you to some national staffing agencies, I right here in Omaha, the University of Nebraska Medical Center, there's a woman, and that her full-time job is to recruit people who have passed the NCLEX so they can go to work. If you tell me your details, then I can talk to her and she can get a hold of you directly. Anthropology, yay, I love anthropology. And also a student nurse. Any consideration? Well, I would say that if you want to work in healthcare, you need to get on the ladder. You would apply to one of the PASHA universities. I would suggest Kutztown. You would get advanced placement, so you could go to work right away because you already have a degree. So you probably all of your general education requirements are out of the way, and then they would evaluate your transcript and tell you, yeah, you can come in as a sophomore. Even if you come in as a sophomore, you still can make money with the CNA. You go to work immediately there. So for the U.S., you pay for the flight. Well, right. So JC, you need to be accepted by a university first. That's the first thing. And when you apply to the university, they will explain all the costs and fees associated with attending that university. Which staffing agency is reliable? There's several here that are quite good. DCY, give Farine your details, and I can probably help. Uh, so yeah, you pay for the flight, and then to complete your CNA here in Omaha, it's about a week that you have to spend in clinicals. We can find pretty inexpensive temporary accommodations for you. And I don't know exactly what they cost, but I can find out what they cost. Uh, what are the requirements? I think we kind of went over those. Can one come through a Master of Nursing with this program? Yes, absolutely. Most of the time, I think at the bachelor's level, but if you hold a BSN and you want a master's degree in nursing, as they say, Bob's your uncle. Just give us your details and we can help you find appropriate placement. Yeah. Can you volunteer? Always. High paid, it's a highly paid position. Radiographers are. And once again, I'm gonna go back to if you come in as an F1 student visa and you hold this CNA, your radiographer experience will very likely get you placed as a radiographer in one of the hospitals. What's the process of volunteering? Ah, I've never been asked that question before. You mean you're thinking about coming here like on a tourist visa and volunteering? I don't think you can come in on a H1 visa as a volunteer. Uh, I mean, if you're here and you're attending school, there are plenty of volunteering opportunities.
Any other questions? We have a few minutes left. Any other questions? Any clarification? Farin, I'm sure that after this webinar, you'll have as many clarification to do and even have to share details. There are people that are interested in that course.
Yeah, so I've seen people's messages, and now people have messaged me as well. And once we are through with the webinar, I'll and answer their individual questions.
Thank you.
But Dr. Painter, I have a question for you, or rather, a comment.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of Kenyans asking about how safe is this? How transparent
Okay.
is this? There's a
Yeah,
big
right. We
fear
have a
of
madman
making
as a
that.
president. I'm gonna tell you right now. Trump is an absolute madman. It's like the Mad King, except we don't have kings. And I would say that to his face. So I'm not telling you something I wouldn't say. Stand on the street and yell it. Okay. Now, that being said, I would never put a student in a position where they weren't going to be safe. Okay, I would never do that. I've been a student. I've worked with lots of international students. I place a lot of international students, and one of the worst things that can happen is to put an international student in a situation that's not safe for them. First of all, they'll go back home, and that means your retention rates are low. From a from a straight up business model, it's bad business. Okay. So let's say you come over here and somebody shoots you. You know what? That's going to be all over the news. It's going to be all over the news in Kenya. Nobody wants that. Okay. So to prevent that from happening, we would place you. That's why I like the Pennsylvania schools. The Pennsylvania schools, it is a diverse state. There are lots of international students there, lots of ways to get connected with other Kenyans and other African communities there. I was reading about a hospital in Bismarck, North Dakota. Now, it doesn't get any colder than Bismarck, North Dakota, and it doesn't get any whiter than Bismarck, North Dakota. Okay, I don't know which is whiter, the snow or the people. And they've been recruiting people from the Philippines to fill their slots in the hospitals. And the comments on it were on this video were really ugly and bad. I mean, I'm not going to repeat them because I don't repeat racist stuff. Uh, but I also would never send a student to Bismarck, North Dakota. There's nobody there to support you, nobody there where you can buy food that you're used to. You know, I, I, I welcomed a brand new student from South Korea and took her out to, she just landed. And I took her out to a place called Denny's, which is a national chain. And it's noted for breakfast. So, bacon and eggs and waffles and pancakes and all the kinds of things you can imagine for breakfast. And I gave her the menu and she looked at it. She says, "Well, there's nothing here to eat." And the reason there wasn't anything for her to eat because there wasn't any kimchi, there wasn't any rice, there wasn't any bulgogi, there was nothing that she could recognize as food. That is a common problem. So when we bring you over here and you come over here, we're going to make sure you go to a place where there are going to be folks like you, okay, and folks that can support you. There are some parts of the states that I'm not safe in. All right, they just are. I mean, I know that I I know of a Kenyan that lives in Alabama, and I don't know how he gets along there. Alabama's a pretty backward white state, but Pennsylvania is not. Pennsylvania is it's an old state. You got Pittsburgh, you got Philadelphia. And these universities are in safe little towns. That's what we call hilltop red brick colleges. And if you take a look at some of the images of them, there's even an historically all black college there in Pennsylvania that's a part of the network. So you will be safe in Pennsylvania. You will be safe in Omaha. Okay, if you decide you want to come to Omaha to go to university and all that, North Omaha is the home of Malcolm X, one of the most famous civil rights leaders. We have a vibrant African American community. We have a vibrant Nepalese community of all things. We have a vibrant Thai community here in Omaha because we have a military base, and the military guys go to Thailand. They end up marrying a Thai wife and come back to the States. It is a very diverse. We have a large Hispanic community, so it's and in fact, I saw an African grocery store just the other day. I was like, "Ooh, I got to stop in there and see what's inside." It's a diverse community here in Omaha. I would never send you to Bismarck, North Dakota, and I would be reluctant to send you any place in Texas. Okay, there are some places I would just not. I would just it's just are off the map. Okay, so it's a complicated question. Yes, it's not the best, it's not our proudest moment, okay? But we are, Trump's approval rating is very, very low, 30% and below, which means that 70% of Americans don't like him and don't like what he's doing. So this will end, and it may end as early as November when we have our next elections. Our recent primaries were quite encouraging, and our November elections could basically turn the tide. So I'm hopeful, and this is not who we are. This is not who we are as a country. I don't know where these Nazis and racists came from. I wish they'd go back where they came from. We normally support diversity, equality, inclusion. I'm in spite of all this. For example, I'm doing a course now for an industry association. And they have 200,000 employees, and it's about how to comport with people with disabilities. So if someone's in a wheelchair, you don't talk down to them, you get down on their level. Lots of disability accommodation. Now, you'll never hear Trump saying that's a good thing, but we press on. So these schools, all of these universities are aware of this, and the universities are safe zones. Okay, they're safe zones. Yeah, there have been a couple of instances where they've gone into these high-profile universities and harassed people, but these are not high-profile universities. No one's going to notice, and I would be shocked and disappointed and upset if anything untoward happened there. That's a long-winded answer to a very simple question. We will make sure you're safe.
Thank you, Dr. Painter, for that. I'm sure we are coming to a close of this webinar. And thank you, Farin. You've been able to respond to the questions from the chat section, especially those that need full detail about the course. Can see Favor asking if there are sponsorship programs for those that can't manage to pay and are willing to go work. I think Favor, Farin will respond to that individually. So, if there are no any other questions, I will maybe ask Dr. Painter to give the final remarks for this, and then we can,
Sure.
I'm sure we can, we look forward to engaging further.
First of all, there's no way that we're going to answer all the questions that you have in your head in this one meeting. You're going to leave this meeting and you're go, oh, just thought of another question. That's normal and natural. And what I want to extend to you is an open arms to come back anytime, get a hold of Fareen. I'm more than happy to answer questions one-on-one or meet with you one-on-one or meet with you in a group. I've worked in higher education my whole life, so I know the questions that students have. Secondly, I honestly believe I've sold many programs, business programs, MBA programs, bachelor's degree programs over in transnational education, and I'll have to say that this pathway is the only one that I've ever seen that really kind of guarantees you a job at the end of the day. I mean, the need is so high and so great. Uh, Now, I'll tell you this, that the money that my company makes off the tuition and fees that you pay to take these programs, 70% of it goes directly to VNA Easter Seals so that they can provide low cost or free health care in Nebraska. That's the whole purpose of this. So we're not just out to make money, we're out to make the world a better place and make healthcare affordable and make healthcare a reality. I want you to understand that I'm not here just selling, fish. All right. I'm here to help you see a career path that is rewarding and that at the end of the day, okay, the money you pay to get there helps people get free healthcare, and the money you earn at the end of the day is a very good and comfortable career and career path. Every person I've spoken to, because I'm new to healthcare. Every person I've spoken to, nurses and nurse assistants and everybody, I said, how did you start? They all started with a CNA. Every single one of them.
Thank you,
Okay.
Dr. Painter, for that.
Thank you for your time.
You are welcome anytime. Dr. Farin, you have something to say before you close?
I'd like to say that thank you, Jay, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for attending this webinar and being here with us tonight. And my name is Fareen. I've put my phone number, my WhatsApp number in the chat. Any questions that you have, I'll be able to assist you. Please reach out to me.
Thank you,
And
Farin.
she's really nice too, by the way. She's one of the nicest people I ever met.
Thank you.
Thank you for that compliment. Can we have anyone from the audience pray for us, give us a closing prayer? Any volunteer?